to Live in the Solution. I'm Mary Trimble with your readings for August the 22nd through September the 2nd. Look, before I go any further, I'm hoping that you will be watching this on Sunday, preferably before 5:30 p.m. because I'm organizing, and of course if you are in New York, I'm organizing a beach cleanup, and I would love it if you would join us. It's so much fun. The kids really get into it. They talk about it. They talk about it at school. They really they're asking questions, and it's a really wonderful example to set for your children, and we have a blast when we do it. So I'll bring the rubber gloves and the trash and recycle bags, and I'll see you on the boardwalk in Coney Island across from Nathan's. So please come if you're in the area, and we'll get a chance to hang out and clean the beach. First of all, thank you so much for all the likes, shares, comments, and there were so many comments. I really appreciate you guys. So thank you for that. Thank you for sharing and subscribing. If you're new, welcome. I really hope that you stay around and you enjoy the readings and that you'll come back. And if you're returning, thank you so much. I love you guys hanging in there. These are general readings, guys. If you would like a personal reading, you can click on this link right here. You can also check me out on Patreon. It's another way to support me, and I have posts there just for patrons, and there are reward levels. So check it out. You know, it's a way to give back, and that link's right here too. So now, let's go to the astrological report, shall we, for this week. Now, on the 27th, Monday, Mars has been backtracking. It's been in retrograde. And on Monday, it kind of what we call stations direct. It's where Mars has been really slowing down, and it's coming to a halt on Monday. Now, when a planet slows down, and particularly Mars is one of our it's one of our personal planets, what they call a personal planet, because it's closer to the Earth, and actually you can see it in the sky at night. So if you look out up at night, you can see it. I was looking at it last night. So it's close to the moon, and you'll see it's got a red hue, or depending on where you are, it looked a bit yellow from here. Or the pollution in New York City. Anyway, so look up at the sky and you'll be able to see Mars. Now, as it slows down, and particularly when it comes to a stop, the elements and the energy of that planet is enhanced, if you will. It's magnified. So we could be irritated. We might want to lash out at somebody verbally, and some people maybe physically. So it is a really good time to meditate, to kind of think before you react, to understand what's going on so you get it. It's really important to remain calm within the storm. Now, on Tuesday, it starts to move forward. So things are going to pick up for us. I mean, not initially, because it takes a while for Mars to get going. It's a big planet, and it's got to get going in that direction. But now things can go forward because Mercury's out of retrograde, and it's out of its shadow period now. So that's going straight ahead. So I think that this week we'll start to be a little more inspired to get things done. We'll start to feel like things are starting to pick up. Maybe it's been a bit slow over the last few weeks. People go on vacations too in August. And we're getting ready to come up to, Memorial Day. So it's the last holiday really before the kids go back to school. So people will be busy preparing for that, and will feel like there's a trajectory going forward. So that's all I have to say, really, for the astrological report this week. Of course, the moon does lots of things. It changes signs basically every two and a half days. So there's a lot going on with that, but there's too much. They're little aspects, and it's so temporary, the energies from that. It's unless it's a full moon or a new moon, it's not really worth discussing. Anyway, so let's go to your card, shall we? Hello, Leo, and welcome to your reading for August the 27th through September the 2nd. And your birthday season's over, so you are the last one up. I'm sorry. Thank you for your patience, but it's secular. It'll go around again. And before you know it, it'll be your birthday again. So the first card up for you is the Hanged Man, Leo. This is always about looking at, look, he's hanging about and he's got this halo on his head, and he's almost in a yoga pose, and he's just kind of looking at something from a different perspective. And what's interesting is it almost looks upside down. You see the clouds around his head. This is seeing things from a totally different perspective, Leo. So something, and I have a feeling that it's got to do with your health, because you've got the star clarifying it. And actually this is like a path. I'm sorry, my nose itches. Spirit is here, darling. My nose always itches when I do these readings. So the star represents a deep healing, a deep emotional healing is what I'm actually getting here. I'm getting an emotional healing, and perhaps a path is going to be illuminated for you for your life path. Now, if those of you who don't know what a life path is, it's what you're here, what you're meant to do. And a life path is something that you're very passionate about, very excited about, and it is meant to be shared. So this is about looking at something from a different point of view, a different perspective. It's about seeing, it's almost like you're going to get a pause in action, right? Things aren't going to move forward, and you're going to have a chance to look at something from a different perspective and contemplate it. And watch out for this deep healing, and look for signposts. Look for things that are going to pop up and take notice of them, because they're being shown to you. Your path is going to be illuminated. Watch for the signposts, darling. You know, the star cards like spreading starlight, where there was once darkness and a path is suddenly illuminated. So you're going to perhaps, something's going to come up for you this week that you're going to start to see that's where you're meant to go. And you've got the Six of Cups, right? Now, the Six of Cups can mean, literally children are being highlighted this week. But for this particular card, I'm getting that you are kind of focused on some childhood issues that are coming up for you, for want of a better expression. Some childhood memories are coming up, or something that's happened to you in the childhood. Now, it kind of looks happy, right? But it's definitely an emotional thing. And it's something that you are perhaps focusing on a little too much, so you're not in the moment, right? Clarifying is the Hierophant. So this is about faith. This is about a belief system. This is about you being with like-minded people. It could even be a yoga class. It's about surrounding yourself with people who feel and think the way you do, right? And this is about having faith that come on out of this, because sometimes we can be romanticizing the past. And in doing that, we're missing the present, right? So I've got the number 5 here jumped out at me, which is the Hierophant. This is about change. I feel that things are changing, and the Hangman is about changing your point of view, right? And your perspective on life. I have a feeling that you are going to be kind of thinking about things that have happened in the past. Perhaps they're coloring what's happening right now. So you've got this time. You have a little time here where you need to kind of where it would behoove you and be advantageous for you to kind of be this is okay. When I say introspective, I don't mean lost in thought in the past and romanticizing the past, because it kind of wasn't like that. I have a feeling that this is about having faith that things are going to go forward in a very positive way. Look, let me move on, and then I will give you a synopsis, right? The sun is your next card. This is the light shining on you. This is you, Leo. This is the sun coming out and saying, join me over here. Come over here. You don't have to be in the past, darling. Come over here and join me in this glorious, wonderful energy of the sun, where all things, where life happens, right? This is where life and fun and creativity. So okay. And then clarifying it is the 8. And the sun is in there in the 8 too, right? You see that? And you've got all these cups, and it's like you're walking away from it. You're turning your back on it, wanting more meaningful, a more meaningful existence. And that's what it is. And so what this is saying, this whole reading, when I just look at it now, this is what I'm getting. Follow a spiritual path. Have faith that you are being led in the right way. This is about not putting emphasis on the material realm. It is about shining a light on your spirit, being in this life, in this physical plane, being here and really experiencing it. Without being too focused on a material realm, right? This is like being in a dream state and not kind of being totally present and aware. So the message in here is your path is being illuminated, and get in touch with it. Get in touch with your faith. Get in touch with spirituality, because that's where you're going to see it. You're going to see the signposts. Be attuned spiritually. Look, this is a perfect time this week to meditate and to connect with source energy. The sun is shining on you, Leo. You know, creativity it's like this is a place that it shines. Look, this is about magic. The horse represents magic and the fairy realm, right? And the sunflowers are representing the fun and the life that the sun provides. This is saying that, look for a spiritual mentor, and so is this. This is saying get back to your faith. Come into your faith. Your faith and your spirituality will guide you. Look at life from a different perspective and see your path being illuminated. Come from that dreaminess. Come down into this. Be focused, but also be spiritual, be guided spiritually. This is a message of spiritual focus, and the sun is shining on you. Wonderful things. You will feel a lot more fulfilled, and you're going to get you're going to get a deep, meaningful sensation from changing your perspective and moving forward, putting spirit first. Leo, thank you so much for tuning in. Please don't forget to like this video, share it on your social media, and subscribe if you haven't already. Mwah! I love you all, and I'll see you next week. For a personal reading with Mary, go to www.liveinthesolution.com.